Are you ready?
Quit time!
We are the best in the world at what we do.
It's the PriMalLow Wrestling Show with Robert Price, Tom Malloy, and your host, Rich Lopez.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 42 of the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Rich Lopez, here with my two colleagues, Tom Malloy and Robert Price.
Hello.
Hey there, guys.
It's the final Raw before Royal Rumble, so we're obviously going to recap that because Royal Rumble is one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year. And speaking of Royal Rumble, we will preview just like we do with all pay-per-views. We're going to go, match by match and obviously talk about the Royal Rumble match itself. Then we're going to continue our show with our topic discussion, and this is regarding the immortal Hulk Hogan. Due to the lackluster, roster and the injuries, will we see the Hulkster at WrestleMania 32?
We're also going to have the PriMalLow Mailbag. The PriMalLow crew takes your questions. This week we have a question from Heidi Jimenez. And we're going to also do this or that. This week's topic,
Royal Rumble.
Thank you.
Then we're going to conclude our show with our self-high five. Favorite Royal Rumble matches of all time.
So after this brief theme song intermission, we will proceed our show with our Raw recap and Royal Rumble preview. Stay tuned. This is Bray Wyatt. I want to put that theme in there because he closed out the show very, very strongly. But before we get into that, I want to toss it to Robert Price because he has something important to say regarding a previous WWE superstar.
We had R.I.P. to Iron Mike Sharp,
Yes,
who passed away at the age of 64. A lot of people that were online, a lot of fans of wrestling, didn't remember him or forgot about him. He came from a wrestling family where his father and uncle were a tag team, a successful tag team, in the 50s. His career took the span of 18 years from 1977 to 1995. He was in the WWF, numerous NWA territories, Stampede Wrestling, WWWA, and Mid-South Wrestling, holding 11 titles along the way. Not only did he wrestle for 18 years, he left his mark on the industry by training future stars such as Simon Dean, Charlie Haas, Russ Haas, and Crowbar. The self-proclaimed Canada's best athlete is now gone, but his memory lives on.
definitely. He's really known for his match. I think he had with Bob Backlund when Bob Backlund was WWF champion back in the early 80s. So, obviously, great talent. I personally obviously never saw him because I wasn't old enough, but his legacy is obviously missed.
A lot of people that were speaking online were saying that they rooted against him on Saturday mornings to kind of reference him to people about our age. He was the Brooklyn Brawler before the Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you for that. But let's move on with the Raw recap. It was the final episode before the Royal Rumble, so it was a lot of, talking going on during this 3 hours snooze fest, I'm going to say. Sorry, I'm a wrestling fan. I have to call it like it is, for my opinion. But toss it to you, Tom. What did you think about Raw as a whole? You could talk about anything.
To me, it was a lackluster event. Nothing special. It was nothing great. The best thing I guess you could say of it was I found it entertaining, Chris Jericho being a special guest referee. That's the only thing I found entertaining about that episode of Raw.
Okay. How about
except for Ric Flair going nuts. That was pretty cool, too.
One day I have a feeling he's going to slip because he's just getting to age. When he was younger, I'm like, all right, he's gonna get really, really passionate and emotional, but he knows his limits. I just think he just doesn't. I feel he's gonna get to that age where he just doesn't care and he's gonna go off. I mean, that's just how good he is, though, on it. So, Price, what did you think about Raw?
It sucked.
Yeah?
For being a go-home show, it sucked.
Now, I feel like we get this all the time with the Raw before Royal Rumble, just historically, because Raw's gonna end in whatever segment or match. It's gonna end with a whole brawl. And then somebody standing tall because they're going to be the quote-unquote favorite for the Rumble. That happened with the highlight reel, Chris Jericho segment at the end of Raw, where it was him, Chris Jericho, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar. What did you guys think about that segment specifically? Were you guys intrigued by it? Did you already kind of know what was going to happen? What were your thoughts about how it turned out to happen, especially with Bray Wyatt coming out on top?
I looked at it as the worst highlight reel I've ever watched. It was not set up how it usually is.
It was
and how,
booked as the best ever. Malloy saying it's the worst.
Yeah, it was awful. It was pretty much just a promo, more or less, with Heyman and Chris Jericho. They're both great on the mic, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't your typical highlight reel. The only thing I liked about the whole thing was Bray Wyatt coming out on top because that was very unpredictable. That was the surprise factor. At least they had that right.
Okay.
Overall, that segment, how many stars? Because everybody wonders, Tom Malloy's stars.
Yeah, the Rotten Tomatoes.
The Rotten Tomatoes. I give it like a 2.5.
2.5.
What? A 5 or 10?
5.
Oh, I was gonna say that is not a Tom grade. Tom's always at least 5 and above. He's always gracious because he's a wrestling fan. Price, give it to you now. What did you think about the closing segment? Was it predictable for you? Were you expecting Bray Wyatt? Did you like the promos between the two?
I agree with Tom. I think that Bray
So
Wyatt...
2.5 out of 5.
Yes, 2.5 out of 5. It was just a coasting, just average. However, Bray Wyatt coming out on top. I like the Wyatt family. It makes them more vicious, more... I guess more of a threat in the Royal Rumble.
Definitely. Just to pretty much touch on what you guys talked about, I was really shocked that they gave Bray, I guess, the heat that he needed to take out Reigns and Lesnar. I thought he was going to be able to take out Reigns like he's always done, and especially in the previous rivalry that they had. But in order, they allowed him to take over Lesnar. I wasn't expecting that, so that was kind of the shocker. I'm just glad that they finally gave him some sort of quote-unquote push, even though he's not. I don't think that kind of solidifies for me that he's not going to win the Rumble.
Yeah.
That's just the way I look at it. But speaking of the Rumble, let's go on with this card. They announced, 3 matches on Raw without any build-up, even though you kind of knew it was going to be like that. But let's go match by match. You could give us your winners. Intercontinental title match. This could be the potential show stealer, in my opinion, but it's a last man standing match. Dean Ambrose will defend his title against Kevin Owens. Tom, what do you think about that?
I think it's going to be a great match because these are two very talented wrestlers, especially in the hardcore style of wrestling. I feel as though Dean Ambrose is going to come out on top, or it's going to be a double count. But more or less, this is going to definitely be the show stealer.
Okay. Price?
I think this match is going to be good, but not as good as a hardcore fan would like to see.
Can you expect?
No, you can't expect that under the WWE banner. However, I feel as though Dean Ambrose is going to win.
Okay.
That's it.
I also agree, just because Dean Ambrose needs it more than Kevin Owens needs it now. He already had it. I feel like I will say this, though. I will commend these two. They've made the Intercontinental title somewhat relevant. I just hope Dean Ambrose has the dancing partner to continue this prestigious run that it's been on for the last couple months. So
yes,
hopefully that'll happen. So yes, we all have Dean Ambrose. Next match, United States title match. I feel like this has been going on for the last month and a half. It's almost like a Dolph Ziggler-Rusev rivalry, but maybe slightly more entertaining. Alberto Del Rio defending his United States title against Kalisto. Price, let's switch it over here to you. Who do you have in this match?
Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah?
I just feel as though that he had that quick win over Alberto Del Rio, so now Del Rio's like, oh no, he's an actual opponent, and he's going to win it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I say Price. Tom?
I think Kalisto's going to win it in a very fast manner, and then they're going to have another match on Raw, and ADR's going to win again.
You think so?
Just keep going back and forth.
They're going to do the Rock and Mankind treatment? Okay.
36 days.
36 days. I'm going to have Kalisto winning, and I'm going to have him hold on to the title until Mania, mainly because I'm biased because of my WrestleMania card that I posted this weekend.
Where can you find that at?
You can find that on Facebook.
Okay. All right.
I will do a blogger/podcast on it in the future. But anyway, I just think that ADR doesn't need it anymore. He's in the League of Nations, and I think they're going to have something huge set up with two stables, whether it's Bullet Club or Social Outcast. He doesn't need the title. They're going to do... I don't like what they did with Dean Ambrose with the title. I don't want them to do it again. That's why I'm putting a bias to this match. So I have Kalisto. So Tom and I, Kalisto, ADR for Price.
Yes.
Next match, we have the tag team title match. This is another rivalry that's been going on ever since, who was it, Jay that came back? Or Jimmy?
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, I forget which one came back. But ever since they came back, this has been the rivalry. So we hopefully get a new rivalry after this pay-per-view. We have the New Day defending their titles against the Usos. Tom, toss it to you. Who do you have in this match?
The New Day.
Okay. Any explanation? No?
I just think they're going to hold the title at WrestleMania.
Who are they going to drop it to?
I I'm thinking that what's the tag team from NXT called?
Dash and Dawson.
No,
Enzo and
Cass. Colin Cassidy. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was okay. That's fine. Price, how about you? What do you think of this title match? I know you're a big New Day fan.
I'm going to ride the New Day train until a formidable tag team comes up from NXT or a formidable tag team just appears and actually is able to take the title from them. And I don't think the Usos are when your own commentators don't know the difference between Jimmy and Jay.
Neither do we.
Apparently not. I apologize for not knowing which one came back. But I also have New Day. They're just rolling right now. Especially with this new little segment with Francesca dying, the slide trombone
I almost
thing
cried
that broke.
last night.
It was funny. But yeah, I think they're going to win, and they also will hold it till WrestleMania, so I agree with Tom.
I hope the New Day eliminates Chris Jericho for destroying their beautiful trombone.
That'd be cool to see, but we'll see. Next match is the Divas title match. Charlotte, who's 100% heel, I guess we could all say, going off against Becky Lynch, who is finally... I think they just try to have her like the holdover in between the Paige and Sasha Banks rivalry. But I feel like she's took it pretty well, and I feel like she's the one that's driving this feud. Do you know what I mean? To make it more exciting.
Ric Flair is.
Really?
To me, just how crazy he has been lately.
I think she's really good on the mic. She's
better than Charlotte on the mic.
I agree. Yeah, definitely. But all right, Price, what do you think of this match?
I think that Charlotte's going to win. However, I do think that Becky Lynch, even in NXT, a lot of people overlook her because you have Sasha and you have Charlotte and you had Bayley down there. But, I mean, she's a great competitor. Great, as you said before, dancing partner.
Yeah, I completely agree.
To make a great match, and she's a great person to be that stepping stone talent.
I completely agree. I think in due time, once Sasha gets her run and that demand is out of the way, I think the audience will be more open to whoever gets a title as long as they're a wrestler, if that makes any sense.
Right.
So I think Becky will definitely get a title in the future, just not now.
Anyone but Reigns.
Yeah, anyone but Roman.
Becky Lynch. Going for it.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that? I mean, this is actually an intriguing pick, considering that, especially since you said Ric Flair's been carrying the feud.
I just think Becky Lynch is overall. I just like her style. I like her charisma. And, hey, you can't always root for the bad guy.
I mean,
or bad girl, or whatever you want to put it.
I got you. I have Charlotte. I just think that she's going to hold it till Sasha.
She'll be the 16-time Divas champion.
No, she might hold it for like another 16
days.
Weeks.
Oh.
Days. But yeah, I think this match will be really, really good because the time that Becky Lynch has been having in matches, she's been using it to her full advantage, even on the mic. She's, like I said, I think personally she's been carrying this feud, and she's done a great job. And hopefully down the road, maybe SummerSlam, we'll see like a triple threat match or something. But obviously that's down the road. But all right, the final match is the Royal Rumble match for the WWE title. This is the first time that a champion is defending the title in a Royal Rumble match. And we also just found out that he's the number one entrant, that is Roman Reigns. Going off against 29 other opponents, such as we have the Wyatt family, League of Nations, New Day, Chris Jericho. Who else am I missing? That is actually Mark Henry.
Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Mark Henry. He's my win.
I thought I said Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry. Big Show. Just who?
The Social Outcast.
I mean, Ziggler. We could just go on
Jake
and on.
the Snake Roberts.
He's not scheduled. You could throw in some your surprise predictions or your surprise entrance, which we've been talking about for weeks. Price, I'm going to toss it to you.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
No, I'm just saying, what do you think overall about this match?
I think this match is going to be good. Hopefully Roman Reigns does not win because then you're totally ruining the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah.
So I believe that Brock Lesnar is going to win the Royal Rumble and go to WrestleMania.
Do you see any surprises,
Jake
big name surprises?
Sorry.
Like, there's been rumors about Triple H. There's been rumors about
Shawn Michaels.
Excuse me. The last 2 days there have been rumors about Shawn Michaels. You're right. Daniel. Yeah. Ric Flair said on his podcast. I'm sorry, it was this morning I read it, not yesterday.
Daniel Bryan,
who's also getting medical examination in Pittsburgh.
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles is another one. Do you think any of these people will make an appearance in the Rumble, and do you think they will win the Royal Rumble?
Well, I think that Daniel Bryan might make an appearance. I definitely think that Jake the Snake Roberts is going to make an appearance. Possibly Papa Shango.
Do you think he's going to win?
No.
Well, I'm talking about legitimate contenders.
Oh, Daniel Bryan is definitely going to be there. Triple H, I think, will be there. since Vince McMahon stated that he won the match in 99, kind of teasing the fact that somebody who was in power was in the match and won.
Actually, I just thought about that 99 tease. Well, before I even get mine, Malloy, any of the questions I just asked Price, do they pertain to your thoughts at all? Like, do you see any big surprises, or who do you think's going to win?
I think the biggest surprise will be seeing Triple H in the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I think another big shocker to me will be whoever eliminates Lesnar will be his feud at WrestleMania. Like Kevin Owens, for instance, Bray Wyatt.
Here's my thing too. I was actually going to ask you about this because I'm glad you brought that up to remind me. Kevin Owens and Ambrose. Do you think they'll be in the Rumble after a last man standing match? I think that's why they held that stipulation, so they don't get involved.
I don't think nobody on this card is going to pull.
Oh, I think they'll be double duty.
I think Alberto Del Rio will be in the.
I think Kalisto will too.
Yeah.
I think New Day and the Usos will. I'm just saying the reason I'm asking about Ambrose and Owens is because they have that last man standing brutal match.
Or else they double knock out each other and have to both be taken to the hospital. That's what happens.
Something like that. Do you think those two will be in the Rumble at all?
No.
It'll be like the Wyatt Daniel Bryan thing from 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, that's the first thing I was thinking about. That was just a singles match too. That wasn't even a crazy match. But so you're saying Triple H, you're saying Daniel Bryan, I'm saying both. Here's my thing for you guys because you brought up that 99 tease price.
Right.
Remember in 1999, Austin and McMahon were 1 and 2, right. And they technically stayed the whole match, but they really weren't in the match the whole time because one went to the hospital, one was just
sitting outside commentating.
And we kind of knew that. We didn't know, but it kind of makes sense because those guys aren't known as Iron Men. Reigns isn't known as an Iron Man. Do you see any similar situation happening?
Yeah, I definitely see something like that happening.
I think something like that could happen.
Because they kind of put a bounty on his head as well.
That's exactly. It was like instead of the $100,000, it's a title.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So I was thinking the same thing. Malloy, do you think... I literally just thought about that because you brought up 99.
I necessarily don't think that Triple H will come out as number 2. Because Triple H, in my opinion, he is an Iron Man. He could last the whole...
He could. I think he'll be 30. Or 30. Like you said, he could be a 31 entrant as like a screw-over factor. And I'm like, if they want to dumb it down to the fans and actually do 30, he'll be 30. If they want to do the shock factor, I agree with you, Price, who will be 31. I'm trying to think maybe like Sheamus or something will be number 2, lure him to wherever they want to go, and then have the League of Nations beat him down, and then he has to go to the hospital or whatever.
Something like that.
Come back. Almost like the Austin thing kind of thing, but...
I mean, it is the Austin and Daniel Bryan storyline put together.
Daniel Bryan's wasn't even on that level either. It was only for like a month.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because they tried to get rid of it and they couldn't.
Hopefully, Roman Reigns is just like Daniel Bryan from last year. He's tossed out within 3 minutes.
Do you really?
Except all the fans won't be booing. They will be cheering for the remainder of the match.
I don't know, man. I think they try to avoid the Northeast atmosphere for the Rumble for this one because the last 2 years it hasn't done well.
And also, I want to just add in there that New Day match is going to be Xavier Woods and Big E, so that Kofi Kingston could be in the Royal Rumble match.
Oh, because you don't think New Day will be in it.
Right. I think that Kofi Kingston will be in the Royal Rumble match.
Oh, he has to be. He's like a trademark for that match.
Is. That's why I was saying that.
Okay.
So nobody got confused by double duty comment.
You. Okay. All right, real quick because we're a little bit over time. Pick your winner. It surprises and just pick your winner, whether it's somebody that's not technically scheduled in the event or not. Price.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
Triple H.
Triple H. I'm going Triple H.
Okay.
So there you have it. Next week we'll recap our picks. Hopefully one of us is right. I kind of want to do Daniel Bryan, but I'll do Triple H. So there we go. When we come back, it is on to our topic discussion. Winner of the Rumble will probably be the champion at WrestleMania, and that is what our topic is in regards to this week, and that is Hulk Hogan. Will he be there?
Brother.
Stay tuned, brother. Hey, I'm Rich Lopez from the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Don't forget to hear our new episodes of the PriMalLow Wrestling Show on SoundCloud. Episodes are uploaded every Tuesday night. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome back. It's time for our second segment. As always, it is our topic discussion. This week is going to be regarding Hulk Hogan. There's been a lot of reports, or rumors, I guess, more rumors than reports, that WWE is looking for some star power for WrestleMania 32 since they're trying to, seat 100,000 at the AT&T Stadium in Dallas. I couldn't think of this. It's not really Dallas, is it?
Right outside of Dallas.
Yeah, that's right. Fort Worth? Is that what it is? I forget what it is.
I have no clue.
I forget. I'm not.
It's where the Cowboys play.
I'm not.
For all use.
I'm not-
AT&T Stadium.
There you go. I'm not Google Maps. But anyway, he's denied multiple reports saying that he doesn't want to go back. They haven't contacted him. But we're wrestling fans. We grew up watching Hulkster. Do you want to see him there, Price?
Yes.
Yeah? I'm surprised you would say that.
Yes.
Why
yes.
Yeah? I get what you did
Yes.
there.
Yes. But come on.
No, why do you think that?
Why do I want to see him there?
Yeah.
Because of the fact
So
that...
you could butcher the stadium name like he did at 30?
Well, hopefully he has AT&T service.
He could use some Google. There you go.
But no, I feel as though that, like, it's Hulk Hogan. He should be there. He served his time. Just like there's so many other people that are inside the WWE. They're inside the Hall of Fame. I mean, you have the evil side. You have somebody who gave 100 people hepatitis. He's in the Hall of Fame. You have somebody who's currently on trial murdered his allegedly murdered his girlfriend.
Say that, please. Allegedly murdered.
Yeah. So I mean, like, you have evil. You have somebody that's in there that's
there's a female
so-called,
that's been going nuts
right
as of late. DUIs and slurs all the time.
And is going and doing adult
potentially.
No, she's doing stuff
well,
on
she's
Skype.
doing on Skype, but I mean,
Right,
is that
but
really
that's still adult material stuff.
Oh, okay.
She's all over Twitter about it. And then you have somebody else that's a alleged child molester. So I mean, like, he served his time.
You gotta tell me.
No, you can't say that.
You gotta tell me off air.
Off air, I'll tell you.
Okay. Hulk Hogan is the least.
He's the least of the things. I mean, what he said was wrong. Let's not backtrack on this too much, but what he said was wrong. Came out, apologized, served his time.
I agree. Completely agree with you. Do you want to see him in a match or just like a segment?
I want to see him in a match.
You do want to see him in a match?
One last match.
But who would he face? Like,
Doesn't matter.
Really?
He could face the social outcast for all I care.
Oh, I can see that, actually. Especially if another faction comes in, which we'll talk about, I'm sure, in a couple weeks.
He could fight Curtis Axel for the
Mania
copyright of
Mania.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, there you go. Malloy, I know you're a big Hulkamania fan.
I really hope he comes back. Unfortunately, though, I don't want to see him wrestle. I'd rather see him wrestle John Cena or, someone legendary, not the Social Outcast. I could see a segment where it's like The Rock, Austin, Hogan in the ring. Again. Social Outcasts come out, stunners, rock bottoms, leg drops everywhere.
As long as it doesn't go on for 25 minutes.
Exactly. It could be 15.
Well, WrestleMania is notorious for that as the last couple of weeks, or last couple of years, with the Rousey segment that was like 10 minutes over, and then the opening segment of 30 that was 10 minutes over, whatever it was. So, yeah, I completely agree. I don't want to see him in a match unless it's Cena. Hopefully we get that at 33 or potentially 34. I think I'm stretching that I think I'm stretching too many years, but I would like to see him with the Social Outcasts. Was that your idea? Or was that
was my idea.
Yeah.
Why is he shaking his head over there?
He is shaking his head like
I said about a match with the Social Outcasts.
No, I said about like Rock Austin.
No, you did. That's cool. You guys both mentioned a compound of social outcastism, and I was down with it. So that would definitely be cool. It reminds me of what he did in 21 with Muhammad Hassan and Eugene. So that would be really, really cool. Do you think the rumors are true, though? Do you think WWE contacted him? Furthermore, do you think he would actually decline if they asked him?
I believe that they did ask him, kind of under the radar. However, I don't think that he would deny it because he's one of the old school people that he won't be like, oh yeah, WWE just asked me to come to WrestleMania. He's going to deny it.
Yeah.
He lives the gimmick, so he's not going to tell the truth about it. And he would not deny the offer from WWE to come back and make his reputation look good and suitable once again.
Better.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you guys. I don't know if they I think they didn't contact him until I keep saying it. I think Cena's injury was a nail in the coffin on because they could at least have billed Cena at Mania because they've done it at every live event for the last 10 years, pay-per-view for the last 10 years. Once he's gone, you really need to go in the bag of tricks and get everybody. So,
and you don't have Orton.
Exactly, you don't have Orton, and then you don't even have the ex-champions Rollins. Once Cena left, the headliner was gone, you really need to put everything aside. What are you laughing about? Oh, he's
just a sexy boy.
He is. Are you thinking
the headliner?
Actually, they're are exactly my point. They are trying to, get him. Like, they're trying to do everything. So I definitely think they've contacted Hulk Hogan. And like you guys said, he lives that 80s mentality of, I don't want you to know what's going on behind the scenes. So I think that he's trying to deny.
It's not an 80s mentality. It's more of just a kayfabe.
It is a kayfabe business mentality. But I mean, like, due to all the internet stuff now, it worked so much better in the 80s is what I'm saying. So, and obviously he was the main guy in the 80s. So, like you said, he's living the gimmick kind of thing. But hopefully we do see him there. Hopefully we hold off on that Cena match for another event, maybe SummerSlam or next year's WrestleMania. When we come back, it's time to answer your questions. It's the PriMalLow Mailbag. We have a question from Heidi Jimenez, and this is regarding the 80s, the pre-sports entertainment generation. So stay tuned to PriMalLow Mailbag when we come back.
Hey, I'm Tom Malloy from the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Do you like Facebook? Do you like wrestling? Like our page. Search the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Enjoy.
Welcome back to episode number 42. It is time for our PriMalLow Mailbag. Before we even get into this question, just want to say you could always reach out to us on social media. Price, I feel like I talk too much. Price or Malloy, give us social media lines, the tags. Price, go
Okay, I'll do the first two. On Twitter, you can get us at PriMalLow Show, or on SoundCloud, the PriMalLow Wrestling Show.
Then you can also reach us out on Facebook, the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. And also, we have a blogger. Search PriMalLowWrestlingShow.blogspot.com.
There we go.
And we just added a group, the PriMalLow Wrestling Show group.
Yeah, that's on Facebook. Search our page, PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Like it. We also have a group.
Please like us.
Please like us.
We just a couple young broke kids just trying to make something of ourselves.
We're not even trying to make money. We're just trying to be heard.
We're not broke, son.
We're not broke, son. All right, now let's get back to the show here. It's a PriMalLow Mailbag where we take questions, 1 or 2 a week, and we just discuss it in detail. This week, we've been doing Mike, and we appreciate it, Mike. We'll get back to you in a couple of weeks. We want to, spread the love. This week is from Heidi Jimenez, and this is going to be regarding the wrestling roster compared back in like the early 80s, late 70s, pretty much before it was the sports entertainment, and I'm using my bunny ear quotations, era, and we're going to compare it to now where, I mean, I guess it's known as sports entertainment, but I guess it's more wrestling than it has been the last 20 years. So,
Why don't you start it out, Rich?
Well, I'm going to read the question first.
Oh, okay. Why don't you read it then?
So this is from Heidi. I want to know how you would compare the wrestlers from the early 80s / late 70s to the wrestlers of today, and if you took the top wrestlers from each era, who do you think would win the match? See, that's kind of hard. I don't know exactly what the rosters or who was there at that exact time. For me personally, I think the top 3 wrestlers, and I could be completely wrong, but I think of San Martino, I think of Bob Backlund, and I think of Superstar Billy Graham. Obviously, you could say probably a lot more. Like, I'm sure Andre was prominent before the sports entertainment era.
Oh, yes, he was.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to think
with
of the people
fro.
with the Andre with the fro and underwear. All right, not the singlet. But that's who I think of Northeast, like consistently being in the Northeast, Madison Square Garden selling out. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree with me?
No, I agree with that.
Kinda. I mean, like I said, I couldn't watch. Obviously, I can't go that far
And you'd also
back.
throw Dusty Rhodes in that because he was up and he battled with San Martino a lot.
He did with Superstar. I thought
He did with Superstar as well. Yes.
Yeah. But,
yes.
But I feel like he wasn't. He was more for Georgia and Florida championship.
Okay. Yes.
You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes.
But I mean, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like you'd have to specify a territory in the late 80s or late 70s, early 80s. But I'm assuming we're gonna go WWE. Do you know what I mean? So that are the 3 I think of.
Yeah.
Malloy, do you agree with that, or you?
Yeah, I agree with that for the most part. But if I was gonna say like just WWE in general, I look for like Deep South wrestling. I'd look at like Flair. He was pretty popular in the late 70s, early 80s.
But not WWE though.
No, I'm saying territory basis, like the wrestling business as a whole.
No, yeah.
Yeah, like Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Harley Race.
Yeah, you can say that. But I'm just gonna go. If we want to compare, I'm gonna go WWE late 70s, 80s to WWE now.
Yeah.
If that's okay.
That's fine.
Even Piper was pretty popular in early 80s. And then he had an injury, I believe.
Yeah, but I feel like he's more significant with the boom of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much just going with the Vince McMahon Senior route, where it wasn't just based on sports entertainment and bringing in celebrities. I'm thinking it was more like a wrestling, and it looked more realistic, I guess, and it was more like a technical aspect. So, just to answer the question, I'm going to take those three, and then I don't know what you guys want to do for this era, because the Heidi means like right now, so you guys could kind of decipher the next three, and then we'll explain.
I'd put Big Show in there, just so you could see Big Show versus Andre the Giant. Even though
So you think Andre the Giant's in your...
I'd put him in my 3 because he made Vince McMahon Sr. a lot of money.
Okay.
I would go with Cena, Orton, and Undertaker. Those are
Okay.
3 for this generation compared to those.
I don't consider them this generation.
So what are we considering from this generation then?
I mean, like, this current generation, like, PG era.
Cesaro, Dean
If things go in
Ambrose.
generation...
There's nobody because they're all green from this
Well,
generation.
that's the point. And...
You
But-
look back, it's harder because you're looking back at these people like Bruno Sammartino from the early 80s. He was already the established character.
Okay, then go
by the time he
generation
was
back,
80.
Price. So, Cena, Orton, and Undertaker?
Yes.
Okay, how about you? Go a generation back. Like, go the Batista, Orton, Lesnar, Undertaker, Triple H era, whatever you
Triple
want.
H, Cena, and Michaels.
Okay. I guess I'll go Orton, Triple H. I don't know. I was really gung ho on comparing this generation.
Well, we could do that too.
All right,
but
I'll do mine. I'll do Rollins, Cesaro, and Daniel Bryan.
Those older guys would not be able to keep up. That'd be crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So compare. But even if you guys want to compare the picks that you did the generation before, what do you think the differences are?
The difference between your picks are, I mean, a lot of these guys like Daniel Bryan, he was an independent guy. He was already in the independent circuit, just like how Bruno Sammartino was, just like how Bob Backlund was, and just like Andre the Giant. They were going all over the United States prior to them making it to WWF. Well, in a sense, because WWF, when it formed into this huge thing, even Sammartino was facing against Macho Man Randy Savage when it started blowing up. Bob Backlund even experienced that, but I mean, they were all over the United States, all over the world, actually.
Yeah.
Just like Daniel Bryan was all over the world. Cesaro was all over the world. And what was your other pick?
Rollins.
Rollins, too. He was in Ring of Honor. He was, I mean, I got to see him down in Philadelphia the one time before he was even in WWE.
I feel like there's a lot of similarities. That's the reason why I kind of like this question, because I was going on this generation, because back then it was just wrestling. You didn't need celebrities, or you didn't need, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, I feel like with Orton and Cena and what else, Undertaker, the things that package them are like vignettes. Like, you needed everything. I feel like Daniel Bryan, Rollins, and Cesaro can just wrestle and sell you on that.
Well, that's what they came from. They came from the independent scene.
That's what I mean. So that's what I'm
so
saying.
they
like,
had that old school value with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, like, I feel like the similarities are there. Like, they can work and they can get over with just wrestling. The difference is they have, as in this generation, Rollins, Cesaro, Bryan, Harper, even if you gave him time, they can work an hour just like they did, but it's a lot faster pace and it's a lot more high risk because obviously the psychology has changed. Back then it was just on the mat, submissions, hold for 10 minutes or 5 minutes, do a quick spurt, submission for 5 minutes, and that's how the hour was brought up. Now it's just speed, high risk, speed, you know what I mean?
Non-stop action.
Yeah, exactly.
Back then, a suplex was a high spot.
Exactly.
Now, we expect that. We expect so much. We expect, like, a green arrow, whatever, red arrow, every single match.
Yeah.
We expect that kind of stuff. We expect 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, I completely agree. So that's the difference. The psychology has changed. However, both of those generations can wrestle, but obviously it's more high risk now and stuff like that. But if I want to, just to make it more fair, go to your generation, the generation before, like I said, obviously the names are just as big, so that's a similarity. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you went to a live event and they were on the build, you wanted to see them, just like you wanted to see... That's the thing I think...
Sammartino, yeah.
Exactly, Sammartino and Backlund and Andre.
Yeah.
But I just think that the thing that helped the past generation get over as a Cena, Orton, Triple H, Undertaker, is their mic presence and their character / promo vignettes and stuff like that, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Like,
Yeah,
I agree.
I could go with that, and I think a lot of good matches come out of my pick. Triple H versus San Martino would be a great match. I also think even HBK versus Buddy Rogers would be really good also.
okay.
And
you have like 7 people from the past generation.
Yeah.
I thought
It's just grown and grown.
Yeah, it's
I
growing.
said Buddy Rogers.
At first, he agreed with me, didn't he? When I said Backlund.
Okay, I changed it up.
It's like 6 people.
All right, so San Martino, Triple H, Buddy Rogers, Andre the Giant.
So
Cena versus Andre the Giant would be a good match too. It'd pretty much be like Hogan versus Andre in the late 80s.
Okay.
So
Just real
Celebrity
quick.
Rehab, Celebrity Rehab, Celebrity Deathmatch. We need to get your time machine because Tom Malloy has become a
10
booker.
He has a 10-on-10 Survivor Series match. It went from 3-on-3, and then he went to 6.
He's
real
making an
quick.
all-time Royal Rumble match, just like Terry Funk's Royal Rumble match that's happening up in heaven, where the match always is forever and
Yeah.
everybody has a front row seat.
Yeah.
Tom Malloy's making that match.
That's what he's doing. Anyway, I hope we answered the question. I had a different generation. They had it, but we kind of try to do a compare and contrast for both, except Malloy, who put every 82-man roster from the 70s to the 82 roster from the last 3 years.
Call him Gordon Soley.
So, hope you guys enjoyed that segment. When we come back, it is time for a segment we haven't done in a while. It's This or That, where we cover the Royal Rumble and its historical presence. Stay tuned for the 4th segment when we come back.
Hi, I'm Robert from the PriMalLow Wrestling Show, here to tell you about our Twitter account. Follow our page at PriMalLow Show for fan interaction regarding professional wrestling. Thank you, and we can't wait to hear from you.
Welcome back to the upcoming 4th segment of the episode number 42 edition of the PriMalLow Wrestling Show.
You could get with this, or you could get with that.
There you go. I just want to apologize for that last segment. We were just talking about it over the brief intermission about
I rambled on.
you just rambled on. It went from 3 people to represent an early generation to about 7.
The entire roster.
And then it went from the northeast to down south with Flair.
We're just doing wrestling in general.
It was just wrestling in general. I apologize. I shouldn't have narrowed it down so
Don't
much.
die,
But
Tom.
anyway, let's go to This or That. It's a segment we haven't done in, I don't even know how long it's been, but it's going to cover the Royal Rumble in its entirety, all the past years, well, whatever the topics are. Pretty much what I do is I just give everybody an option, this or that, and they choose it and explain why. So let's get started. Best female impact in the Royal Rumble. Chyna from 1999, Beth Phoenix from 2010, or Karma from 2012.
China, because she was the first one to do it.
Okay.
Beth Phoenix, because she eliminated somebody.
Well, Chyna did eliminate Buck Henry.
But Beth Phoenix did it in a very nice fashion.
Yes, I agree. I also have Beth Phoenix because I think it was more shocked. It was just a bigger guy.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Not a bigger guy, but like a bigger guy, like taller.
That's what. Yeah.
Not like a bigger guy like Mark Henry.
Oh no, I got you. Next one, best win from bell to bell. So I mean, it was either the number 1 or 2 entry, and lasted to win the Rumble. Shawn Michaels from 1995, Chris Benoit from 2004, Rey Mysterio from 2006.
I picked Shawn Michaels because Rey Mysterio was shoved down our throats. Chris Benoit, the way that he eliminated Big Show at the end was just like not believable. And Shawn Michaels, the only person that was a little bit more unbelievable was when Macho Man was eliminated by Yokozuna, but whatever. Shawn Michaels, because of the fact of how he won. I mean, like everybody was like, "Oh my God, he's eliminated," but he wasn't.
Yeah, it made the 2 feet rule important. Amazing. Yeah, very very important. I couldn't think of the word. I have Rey Mysterio though. The reason why though, I obviously wanted to pick Shawn Michaels. Oh, I forgot to give it to you more, but I'll give it to you after. I just had Mysterio because the star power in the Rumble was more believable, and it got him over more. I think Shawn Michaels. There's only 3 people I thought. 2, Lex Luger, 3, Lex Luger, British Bulldog, and Owen Hart that could have possibly competed for a potential Rumble victory. Otherwise, I just didn't think it was believable, so I think it was just more predictable. With Rey Mysterio, it wasn't as bad. Malloy, I apologize for skipping over you. Who do you have for this specific one?
I have the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
I picked him because I feel like that is when that's like to me a defining moment in Michael's career. The other 2, I feel like, as Price said, Rey Mysterio was shoved down our throat, and to me, just the 2004 Royal Rumble is just not memorable to me in my mind.
Is that because they deleted it from history?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't even know who that guy is.
Yeah. I disagree with Price. Like, it just looked really unbelievable when he eliminated Benoit, so definitely cancel him out. It was out of the two for me. Next one. This is a really good one. Best win from number 30. Undertaker in 2007. John Cena the next year in 2008. Toss it to you, Price, since you're a big fan of.
I'm going with 2007.
Nice.
The Undertaker. If you look at the last two people in the match, you had Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, which was like
they had a mini
insane.
WrestleMania match.
Yeah, it was insane. And I guess the people in the back, a light bulb went off on top of their heads, and they're like, "Oh my God, we can make money off this match." But then you see like John Cena when he came out in 2008, he just came out and tossed out Triple H, and that was the end of the match.
Well, there's a lot of people still in the Rumble.
But it was the last two. He just like flung them over the ropes, and Super Cena won.
Mm-hmm. Malloy, I won't skip over you on this one.
All right, thanks. I got the Undertaker because that mini WrestleMania match that was in the Royal Rumble was great. And it was the first time those two locked up since probably 97?
98.
98, yeah.
98. It was close to you, though. But as much as I want to put Cena, because it was the surprise factor, like I think we talked about either last week or 2 weeks ago on our Self High Five, it was just so shocking. I have to go Undertaker. You know, I don't like to do like the unanimous this or that, but it was just the match.
Happens.
It was a mini match inside the Royal Rumble, which you don't really get to see that often. So it was just a good thing to see, especially with him and Shawn Michaels, which is like a prelude to the WrestleMania 25 and 26 classics, I should say. Here's the most important one, the most intriguing one, I think. Greatest of all time with multiple Rumble wins. These are arguably Mount Rushmore type, personalities / characters / wrestlers, whatever. Hulk Hogan, who has 2 wins. I think it was 90 and 91. Shawn Michaels with 2. He had 95, 96. A lot of repeats here. Steve Austin with 1997, 1998, and 2001. And then we have John Cena, which was 2000 and... No, he didn't win back-to-back, did he?
No,
He did. No, yeah, he did. 2008 and 2013. I was going to say 2005, but that was Batista. That's why I just stuttered there for a second.
It's a year Mr. McMahon will never forget.
Yeah, of course. So who do you guys have for this one? Price, I'll give it to you.
That's the year Vince McMahon went quadding.
Yes.
I went with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
The highest point of pro wrestling, arguably with numbers. He was there, and he has the record for the most. So
Yeah.
he's the greatest with
Okay.
multiple wins.
Can't argue that, obviously. What?
I have a Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
I have that because that's the bottom line, because Tom always said so.
As much as I wanted to put Shawn Michaels down, just because he's probably been in more, and he's especially like on a minute level, like duration, he's probably been in there the longest out of everybody. I have Steve Austin down as well, just because he has more, and the 2001 Rumble, which is one of my favorites, you'll see that in the next segment. But just the way he won 1997 was awesome. In 1998, it was just funny how he came in the crowd and stuff like that. He just had more memorable. Besides Shawn Michaels' 1995 finish, I feel like the 3 memorable wins that Austin has are just good to remember as a wrestling fan. So I have Austin down as my favorite. Is he the greatest of all time, though? That's for another episode of debate. When we come back, it is time to close out our show. Self High Five, our favorite Royal Rumble matches in history. So stay tuned, and hope you guys agree with this content. That is the Rattlesnakes theme song. You did hear that. The person we were just talking about, Steve Austin. The reason why I have that theme song there is because he's probably in one of our countdowns as one of our favorite Royal Rumble matches in history. So, Malloy, I'll have you start off your countdown 5 through 1. What's your favorite Royal Rumble matches in history?
Number 5, I have the Royal Rumble of 2015.
Okay.
Number 4, I have the Rumble of 2009. I have the 98 Royal Rumble, the 92, and the 02 Royal Rumble. Now, necessarily with the number 5 pick for me, I don't really consider that one of the best. I just consider it. I put it on the list because we were all there.
Okay.
And it was a great moment.
I was hoping so because that was an awful Rumble.
Yeah, it was pretty awful.
That was 2015.
But furthermore, like going down the roster, I really liked the 09 Rumble because Orton won, and to me, I think that was a very good feud with Triple H. 98, it just built the Rattlesnake. 92, I just been on a Ric Flair kick for like the past month. I've been watching like classic matches of his.
You were talking about it a lot in this episode. Now I think about it.
Yeah, I've been on a huge Ric Flair high. I even looked up alligator shoes last night on the internet. They are very expensive.
I know they are.
They're $350.
That's
Oh, they were $800 back then.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then the O2 Royal Rumble, because my favorite wrestler of all time won that match.
Triple H.
Yes.
Triple H.
That was one of the. Well, just
O2 was very star-studded, though. There was a lot of good wrestlers in that match.
there was like a lot of green superstars because the invasion angle just ended, but it was enough star power to make you feel like, oh, I don't know who's gonna win this kind of.
I honestly thought Angle was going to win it.
Yeah, especially if you're just a casual fan who didn't read spoilers. Like, yeah, it was a really hard pick to decide. Price, that's a good list, I guess. The only one I kind of questioned was 2015's, but obviously with your explanation and your biasness, I can't argue that. Price, 5 through 1, please.
My 5 through 1, 2008, 2007, 1998, 2001, and 1992. I have 2008 because when it was in Madison Square Garden, it's great Royal Rumble.
It was.
I have 2007 because my favorite wrestler, second favorite wrestler of all time, Undertaker, won that one. And the end of the match, obviously, we already talked about. 1998 because the three faces of Foley were in the match. And I love the beginning with Chainsaw Charlie and Cactus Jack with the chair shot for shot.
That was a prelude.
As I said last week.
That was a prelude to the Hardcore Rumble in 2001.
In 2000, thank you for the segue.
You're
2001, we have the
You're
AK. A lot of people call it the Hardcore Royal Rumble. And I love that Kane broke the guitar over Honky Tonk Man's head. In 1992, I always consider this in past episodes. I've always said this all the time before Tom would even say it, calling you out. No, I'm like,
Yeah, no, seriously. You made me actually want to go home and watch that when you first started talking about it.
It is the best.
You influenced the world, Price.
Oh my God. I love it. Thank you to all my fans. In 1992, I believe that even Ric Flair said it. It was the best Royal Rumble talent-wise. Talent-wise. Listen, talent-wise.
You're going to listen to Flair, who won the Rumble.
He's out of his mind, too.
You might as well just say the 1989 Rumble was the best.
No. Listen, Flair even said it himself because he won.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, this man was rolling around in the ring for at least 15 minutes. No, but anyways, you had Hogan in there. You had a lot of older guys in there that,
No, I was only messing around with you. I love when people say, well, this guy who won said it, because
Kerry Von
they're
Erich
going to say it.
Even said that it was great.
It was good. No, it was really, obviously, it's on my list. It's a great Rumble.
Oh, it is.
And I know you and I argued this, talked about it. When I used to be on the same boat as you, it's a great Rumble. But that's my number 5.
What?
Yeah. My number 4 is 2005. My number 3 is 2010. My number 2 is 2007. And my number 1 is 2001 with Austin winning. I don't know if you want me to. You're staring at me. You want me to explain any of these?
Can you give me 2001? Because
yes,
I believe that there was only like Austin to win that match. There was nobody else.
Rock. That's all I need.
Okay.
But no, like you said, I like. What was I saying? I like the hardcore element of it. Kane, the way I feel like he dominated the whole Rumble. Where you kind of knew he was gonna get eliminated, but he made it to the last 3. You kind of knew he was gonna win. And this is my favorite era of all time.
Okay.
Well, I really can't say my favorite era of all time, but Austin and Rock are my top 5 all time. So just to see those two in the final 3, I was a little upset that they weren't the final 2. I think that would have elevated the Rumble to maybe number 1 or 2 in a lot of people's minds. But and plus, you brag about 92 so much. I'm not gonna lie to you, Price. I have to knock it down my list. That might be top 3 for me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Of course.
But
I'm going to watch 2001 Royal Rumble tonight when I go home.
Thanks, man. I just try to influence the world like Price.
This guy is just
I'm
bandwagon.
He really is.
No, I'm just like a sponge. I'm absorbing energy.
Just like that
from you
pink
guys.
sponge right there.
I got it.
Which you can get from Shields Family Market for $1.49.
Oh, that's gonna be $9.99.
Shields Family Market. 2007,
like you said, the mini WrestleMania match. It just made it intriguing to watch, rather than some boring Rumble where it's the last 4 are in the ring and then they all get eliminated in a snap of a finger. So it was cool to see that long match. 2010, I feel like that was the first one where there was like 6 people that could have actually won the Rumble, and you kind of didn't know. Because even with reports, like there was rumors saying that Triple H and Shawn Michaels were both going to win, and they were both going to face off against champion. Because remember, it was going to be Triple H and Sheamus, Undertaker and Michaels. Jericho was in that match. Cena was in that match. Batista was in that match. CM Punk was in that match when he did the sermon in the beginning. You know what I mean? When he kept knocking.
First couple people.
Yeah,
that
was
great.
It was just amazing. And that actually might creep up into my. Well, it is my top 3. I was gonna say maybe my top 2. But 2005, I just like the ending. Everybody thought it was going to be like Bret Hart and Lex
94.
Luger in 94, but Vince McMahon came out, blew both his quads, and made it more entertaining to watch because it was like a quote-unquote sudden death. And then 92, you explained it. Like I said, it probably would be top 3. I don't know about me explaining it. I kind of like the ones I explained, so I might keep it at my number 5. But I originally put it at number 5 because you brag about it so much. But
well, I guess I influence people
no,
with the negative banner as well.
I partially think it's kind of overrated. But the reason, because when Ric Flair says it's better, he includes British Bulldog and Michaels and all them. When we all know legitimately they were not going to win. Do you know what I mean?
No, I understand that. I was just talking about
talent-wise,
star-studded.
I'm saying proven talent. There's definitely enough in there to put. It cannot be It cannot be outside of somebody's top 5.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I wonder if you guys agree with these countdowns. If not, give us your favorite Rumble on social media. We're on Twitter at PriMalLow Show. We're on Facebook, the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. We also have a group now, the PriMalLow Wrestling Show group. That's probably the easiest way to interact with us now. And then we're also on SoundCloud and YouTube, PriMalLow Wrestling Show. So definitely.
And Blogger.
I was going to say that after, but thank you, Price. Definitely Blogger, PriMalLowWrestlingShow.blogspot.com. Just like I said, it's just an easy way to interact with us. We love interacting with you guys, especially when it comes to rumors and how you would book stuff like that. So, WrestleMania season starting next week, man.
The road to WrestleMania starts Sunday.
It starts Sunday.
New segment next week.
Yeah, definitely new segment. Probably going to be a lot of WrestleMania talk these next couple months. But give us your picks for the Rumble. I mean, obviously, it's really unpredictable. Most unpredictable 60 minutes in wrestling. So we love to hear your thoughts. Any surprises, legends, whatever you guys think, let us know on social media. And then with that in mind, it's time for your sign-offs, guys. I know you guys like it.
See you later.
Snake Man! Jake the Snake Roberts this Sunday.
Well, we'll recap that definitely next week on episode 43. Until then, enjoy the Rumble and see you next week.